Hey guys, Matt Loverstein here. Welcome to another live Q&A session. Hope you all had an amazing Thanksgiving. If you're here in the live chat, give me a quick thumbs up that the stream looks good, sounds good, all of that. And always be sure to hit that thumbs up button as well. It really helps the channel, helps other people potentially see this video and the other videos. So really is a huge help to me and helps others as well. So hit that thumbs up. As usual, questions will start in just a couple minutes once the live chat gets going. In the meantime, I just got back to LA, was just visiting family for Thanksgiving. So after this live stream, I'm pretty excited to go out to the beach because it looks really sunny and nice, and I missed that. So excited for that. Cyber Monday is going on, of course. I'm already up to, I had a lightning deal this morning. I haven't checked in the last hour. I was getting ready for this and other stuff, but I was already at like $9,500. Reason being is that lightning deal mainly. So that's always cool. I mean, lightning deal in conjunction with it being Cyber Monday, of course. So hope you guys are all having an amazing day, had an amazing Thanksgiving, all of that. And I see the chat's already going. Welcome, 30 people. Hit that thumbs up as we wait for a few more. Yeah, so special Cyber Monday edition. Doesn't have to all be Cyber Monday related, Black Friday related, Q4 related. It can be, but we can, you know, you can always hit me with any question. Anything that catches my eye is fair game for me to give it an answer. So cool. One big announcement before I get into that is Zero to Brand is on sale and it ends tonight. So that is a Cyber Monday ending special. Tonight at midnight Pacific time, that deal closes. And that's that. So it's very deeply discounted, and this is not something that I'm discounting all the time. This is the first one in about 6 months or whenever Prime Day was. So quite a huge discount for you. And Zero to Brand, if you don't know, this has everything you need. This is 11 hours of training video content chunked into 110 little video pieces that you can refer back to. Absolutely everything A to Z, whether you're at absolutely zero or maybe you're already up and selling and need the blueprint to take to the next level. It's all there in the training videos, as well as you get a private group with myself and only the other paying members of Zero to Brand. So it's a close-knit community for continuous help. How's the stream looking? Stream's looking good? Let me check one thing. But yeah, last thing on Zero to Brand is there's even a payment plan option at the discount, so you can get in for a really low price. You'll have to look at the link down below to actually see what it is. If you're watching this in the future, it'll link to the regular page, which is still an amazing deal. Yeah, give it another second. So yeah, huge discount. Definitely, if you're on the fence, if you're interested in getting this started, this is the roadmap for you. This is the time to get in. So excited to see you in there today before this ends at midnight. 7-day money-back guarantee if for any reason it's not for you. No tricks, no gimmicks. Feel free to ask me any questions about the course and what exactly you'll get. It's very transparent. It's very professional. This is not some little quick hack thing that I threw together in a day and am selling for something that's not worth it. This is for people wanting to professionally start a real business for the long term. And it's the best roadmap that I can give you. So if that is you, if you are maybe already started and are struggling, or if you are wanting to start this business, I highly recommend giving that a look. And now would be the time with that deal ending tonight. So give it a look. It's in the description, or you can just go to zerotobrandcourse.com/Black Friday. Zero to Brand is all spelled out, ZEROTO brandcourse.com/Black Friday. Ends tonight. So don't wait. That timer on there is not one of those funny timers that resets every time you click on the page. I'm not one of those guys, so that is a real timer. And if you miss it, you miss it. So that's that, and it's worth the full price and more. So get in there and send me your screenshots of your sales in about 6 months or so. Okay, let's get into the live chat here. Oh yeah, smash that like button. I see that question, or that's not a question, but yeah, do smash the like button if you have not. And let's get into it. Thank you for being here and taking some time. I don't want to waste yours, never do. So let's get into some good questions and yeah. Stream looks good. Sounds good. Sweet. Okay. Wow, $9,500. Yep. The course rocks. I bought it a few months ago. Yeah, Danny. Danny is one of the top students for sure. So Danny, you should post your numbers in the chat. Hopefully I get the deal tonight. Yeah. I mean, let me know what's stopping you. There's the payment plan. There's the money back guarantee. I really don't want it to be something I'm tricking you into. This is an investment in yourself and to mitigate risk and not lose money by making mistakes and all of that. So let me know what's holding you up, and yeah. Steven, what's up, dude? What's your live stream setup? Clean AF. You can actually see all the gear that I use in the description. It's kit.com/Matt Loberstein. That is all my gear. This is on my $5,000 Sony setup through a cam link to live stream through my main vlog setup, as well as a Yeti microphone. But you can see it all there. Cheers coffee. Yeah, of course I'm drinking bulletproof coffee with Shilajit in it. I just also bought a whole bunch of all of the different mushrooms that can go into coffee. They're not in there today yet, but yeah, just bought a whole bunch of more wacky stuff to put in as per usual. Sammer, what's up, Sammer? Sexy aesthetics as always. Thank you. Is the break-even method effective? Pricing your product to make a little or break even to be able to rank and then raise the price once you hit page 1. Does that actually work? Okay, good question. Pricing is always something that I am experimenting with on launch, but be very careful, because I wouldn't necessarily just go in at half the price of what you want to do. Conversion is not, price is only one factor in conversion, and it's not always the most important factor, and sometimes it can be an inverse relationship to what you expect. You may sometimes sell more at 20 than 10. You may sometimes sell more at 60 than 40. It's just something that needs to be part of your testing. Now, I might come in a little cheaper than my expected final price in the future once I have momentum and once I have reviews and all of that, but I typically would not come in aggressively low, like break even. I would hesitate to do that, but it would be part of my strategy. And if things are not going to plan, then it is something to test and again adjust as you see results. So it's not always about just having a plan, but it's also about knowing how to navigate once you're getting feedback from your tests. What's your 2-minute approach to keyword optimization? 2-minute approach to keyword optimization. Well, first off, I mean, you're very limited on the back end now, so that is going to be the last tier, of course. But you know, you want to have all your key stuff in the title. You don't need to repeat. You want to have key stuff in the bullets. But here's my main approach without even getting into like the nitty-gritty details of optimization and repeating or whatever, is that I am more on the side of good copywriting and a clean, tight, convincing listing, more than just like, how do I SEO the shit out of this? Like, I want the listing to look legit, and I want the listing to convert. And so I'm taking, that is my biggest sort of 2-minute approach to it, is that I'm trying to write a compelling listing more so than I'm just thinking, how can I stuff every absolute keyword? Not that that stuff's not important, and you can then go back and kind of like work that in. But yeah, I mean, that's a rough little, that's the way I think about it, is it's much more about just looking clean and legit and having everything written in a compelling, convincing, converting way. That is my main concern when it comes to keyword optimization. Sammer, top student. I see, Danny. We have competition now. Yeah, Sammer, when you get that new brand up that you've got on the channel, I'm excited to see where that goes. Whoa, we got a. I don't even know what is that. Is that rupees? Is what currency is that? 20. But thank you, I appreciate that. I don't see a question with your tip there, but I appreciate it. So make sure you hit me with a question. I may have fallen behind already a little bit. When are you returning to Chicago? No immediate plan. Want to do a trip to Portland, want to go to Colorado, a few other things probably in the coming months. Let's see. With your own brand, do you release content or send emails regularly to your list? How do you think of content and provide it? So that's a tremendous strategy that I do drop the ball on a lot of the time. I'm really scattered lately, but that is an amazing strategy that I definitely recommend. And if I was 100% focused on my one top brand, a content strategy is key. I've just personally not had all the pieces in place to have like a very consistent like nurturing with that, but it's very important. I would say even before that is, you can set this up once, is like an opt-in nurture sequence. So more so than like a weekly email is like, maybe you have maybe it's even just one email a week for the first 4 weeks after somebody opts into your list or something like that. That will still put you leaps and bounds ahead of what most have. And yeah, but yeah, I mean, content is key. Optimally, you'd be on more than just email, of course, but email is definitely a good way to just convert and have your audience in a free type of place once you've captured them. Captured sounds like you, sounds a little aggressive there. Do you use foreign shipping companies to US? No, I highly recommend using a US-based freight forwarder. And the reason that I do that is I want somebody that has a US physical warehouse where they can palletize for Amazon, put on carton labels, all of that, and abide by Amazon's strict regulations as far as how things are supposed to be received to Amazon. So I do not just want, some crazy, sketchy, cheap way to just get it across the ocean and then I don't know what the hell to do with that. I want an end-to-end process with a freight forwarder that understands the next leg of the shipment so that I'm not just stuck and stranded in a weird situation. So I recommend using a US freight forwarder. My product arrived to the port on October 13th and is facing inspection. The freight forwarder keeps changing arrival time to Amazon and says he can't do anything but wait. Does this ever happen to you? I mean, I've had little things like that, but that is long. I mean, I would keep pressing, but it's possible that it's just with the timing of the year. But that is extraordinarily annoying and not particularly normal. Oh, okay. I see your question now. Yeah, thank you. Negative review. Please suggest what to do in this situation. So, okay, you have to be careful because most negative reviews are not going to be taken away. And that's just the hard truth of that. So before that is mainly it's an issue of getting more positive reviews. So focus on the positive rather than the negative. Like push out, like put that energy into marketing and getting more sales and more reviews to drown out the negative review. Because in most situations, you're not going to have that negative review change, except for very rare situations if the customer said something extremely vulgar or they were threatening in the review, then Amazon might remove it. Otherwise, Amazon is simply going to tell you it's the customer's opinion. Even if they left a review for somebody else's product, even if they just said something completely absurd, they'll just say it is what it is. So not a ton you can do there. What you can and should do is leave a public comment with extraordinary customer service to help them. So maybe you can't really directly get in contact through reviews, but you could give them exactly how they can contact you so that you can fix their issue. You don't want to ever say, let me fix this, please change the review, but you can go out of your way to make it an amazing experience with them, and then hopefully they go and change the review. Because if you ask them and you've done something, that can be seen by Amazon as manipulating reviews, which can get you banned and is never going to be worth it. So leave a public comment. If you're already in communication with them through the messaging system, then again, go above and beyond. Make this the most amazing customer experience they've ever had. Do whatever you need to do to make them happy with their transaction, not to convince them to alter the review, but hopefully that works. If it's a negative feedback and not review, all you have to do is simply submit a case, and negative product reviews left as seller feedback will be removed immediately in 98% of cases. And yeah, so that's less of an issue. You could also follow up with those positive feedbacks and see if they'll leave reviews to kind of boost those reviews a little bit extra. Did you read Breakthrough Advertising by Eugene Schwartz as for copywriting? No, I haven't, but it is one on my list that I've heard of. I've heard great things and I hope to read it someday. I read Cashvertising. I forget the author right now, but Cashvertising I highly recommend. And I actually just personally enrolled in a course. I bought a course that was closing on Black Friday, which is all about copywriting and selling and presenting and video sales letters and ads and just how to copyright in a compelling way to get people to sell. So I'm personally a student in that. I mean, I think I know a little bit about it. Like I'm not at zero, but I would never consider myself a full-fledged expert at that yet. But it's something that I think it's fun. Like right now I go through little phases, but right now in entrepreneurship land, I am very attracted to like copy and selling. It just seems like such a cool game, and it's really interesting. Whoa, that was my phone. So yeah, I'm currently going through a course. If you're curious, it is Mike Dillard's course. And Mike Dillard is one of my favorite people to follow. He has one of my favorite podcasts as well called Self-Made Man. So highly, highly recommend checking out Mike Dillard and following his content, his podcasts, his courses. But that's what I'm doing. I'm a student as well, My nose is itchy. Danny, PPC question. If one of your 4 variations was always on page 1 organically, would you continue PPC? I'm spending $200 per day. So yes and no. Yes, in the fact of you should never stop anything that's working, ever. You should try to spend more on things that are working. So I almost can't answer your question directly. It's really just back to what's going on in the campaign, what's going on the keyword level, what's going on in terms of how is this returning in sales, which ones are performing and which ones are not. I would take that approach before just saying, oh, I'm on page 1, like do I do it, do I not? Like that's kind of not the angle I would be looking at it from. I would be looking at maybe now is the time where I can more aggressively cut down on the losers if I'm going really well organically, and maybe just hone in my positive ROI or break-even strategy on PPC and lose less money maybe. Or if there's certain keywords, maybe that particular keyword is highly unprofitable in PPC, but I'm ranking organically, well, then it might make sense to cut it if it's highly unprofitable. But if it's profitable or break even and you're ranking organically, and this is a relevant keyword, by no means would I would never stop. I would never stop, because that's feeding the keyword rank itself. Do you have any experience selling a higher ticket item? Yeah, so a couple of years ago, early in my Amazon, I had this completely separate business, like separate account, separate everything, and it was for a relatively high-end electronic. And back then, I had an issue with them closing the listing for returns. Now I would have known that's not a big deal, but back then it scared me away and I stopped selling it. But I was selling this item for like $240 and sourcing it for like $60, and it was amazing. I am super bullish on high ticket items. Now, in my personal main portfolio of products, I haven't been personally doing that strategy the last couple of years, and I like to stick to what I am most well versed in personally. But I am extremely bullish and highly recommend high price point products, and I think it's excellent. I am currently partnered on a brand that has an 80 or 90 price point on one, and Danny in the chat here, Zero to Brand student, one of the top ones, he's selling a very expensive product and absolutely crushing. So I am really bullish on high price point products. I'm very tight on my PPC budget. Is $50 a day too little to launch, especially in Q4? How so are you tight on your budget? Because as I sip my bulletproof coffee, let me just finish it. Because I never think of PPC as launch budget, personally. It's not like, oh, there's this $3,000 expense of launching. Because, fingers crossed, here's what happens. You spend $50 on PPC, you made $100 in sales after fees, after this, blah, blah, blah. You get it's money in, money out. So I don't really think of it that way. If you just physically don't have the money in your account, then start with what you can. I mean, that's all I can tell you is do what you can and scale up as you can and test what you can. But if you're just concerned about it as like if you have the money physically and you're just concerned about like the investment of it, keep in mind that it's money in, money out. It's not an expense. Like, for example, let's say you had, let's just make up this completely hypothetical math situation. Let's say you have $10,000 in your bank account, and I tell you that if you give me $10,000, if you give me $10,000, I'll give you back $12,000 today. Well, you're gonna do that, and you're not gonna be like, oh, well, like the $10,000, I can't spend $10,000, because you're gonna have an immediate return on it. Now, PPC is not always positive. It could be a little negative, but that's the way I think about it in terms of budgeting. I'm not like really budgeting for PPC. It's like what's actually happening with my PPC, and am I seeing the sales to balance this spend? Does that make sense? Oh, Ajink, yeah, did I miss part of your question? My product is getting more negative review than positive. Reason is not that my product is bad, but people who likes the product doesn't leave a review, who had an issue will definitely leave a review. Well, it sounds like you have some other type of issue, because if it's a great product, it should get more positive than negative regardless. So you need to figure out what those negative issues are and how you can catch them. How you can catch them in your follow-up email sequence, how you can catch them with your product packaging and your insert card to make sure that any of those issues are caught and fixed and addressed and explained, and you teach them how to use the product so they're not having those issues. So it may be on the product level, if you're just getting simply more negative than positive, it's just not right. That shouldn't happen. I mean, even if like it shouldn't happen. I mean, you should be at least 4 stars on any good product. Guys, if you're here, leave a thumbs up. If you've just joined me in the last few minutes, I mentioned at the beginning that Zero to Brand is on sale. That is my full course, A to Z, everything you need to get this business started and be on the right path. It is on sale ending tonight for Cyber Monday. So super deep discount ends tonight at midnight. Top link in the description. Definitely jump on that as it is closing. The deal is really ending. It is not some made up thing. So it's ending. And just want to give a little reminder for those of you that are just jumping in that that is there and it is ending. And thumbs up. Can you please discuss Chinese New Year and the effect on ordering and deliveries? Is there any way around these types of holiday issues? Yeah, so it's typically the month of February that they're gone for a few weeks. You know, this is not like a major, it's not like they're gone for 3 months. Most of them are only 2 to 4 weeks. I mean, they all kind of vary depending on what they actually take, but you know, ask them, talk to your supplier. When do I need to order to get my order shipped before you leave for holiday? Okay, now I know that. When do I need to order to have, when would it be done if it was done after? Okay, now I know when I need to order that. And then just project based on the inventory that you have. So it's a little blip, but it shouldn't it's not that, I mean, a few weeks is a few weeks, but just plan accordingly. How many products do you currently have active, including all variations and stuff? It's it's probably 40. Launch strategy PPC. What should the campaigns look like? How many campaigns? And what do you mean by going aggressive? So I'll answer the last one first. And by going aggressive, I mean that you don't want to, spend $10 and make $3 in profit and be happy with your PPC. You have to go above where you're comfortable. So for example, let's make a hypothetical example again of something that's very easy math. So let's say you have a product that's a 50% margin. Now that's obviously really good, but it'll make the math easier. So that means in theory, you could spend $100 on PPC, make $200 in sales, and be at break even. If that happened, or let's back up. If I spent $50 my first day and made $100 in sales, that would be break even. So I'd be like, what happens if I spend $100? Do I make $200 in sales? Yes, I did. Okay, let me up it even more. So I want to just spend as much as possible if it's not completely out of whack. Now, if you're spending $100 and making 0 sales, something is really wrong. That's not just your PPC, conversion, etc. So, but if it's in range of break even or slightly profitable or even a slight loss, I want to throw more money at it as much as I'm comfortable with. As much as I can throw at it that I'm comfortable with, and it stays in that rough return range. Because if it does, that's added momentum for my listing. That's more sales through more keywords, driving more organic rank, driving more frequently bought together, driving more review potential because of more potential sales. So that is everything. So as much as I can possibly spend without losing my shit, I am happy to. So that is what I really mean by being aggressive. It's not like, ooh, let me spend $30 and tomorrow, okay, I made money, I made profit, so let me try 35. No, go aggressive, double it if it's right. Just keep pushing and pushing and pushing and testing more things. Now, what campaigns? Everyone should have an automatic campaign always. And that's because it's a way of finding new keywords. It will scour all of Amazon and test you. And you can use that data in building future campaigns. Also, automatic campaigns allow you to show up on other people's listings. That's the main way that you're showing up when somebody's on a detail page and you see the sponsored listings. That is through automatic. So you always want to do automatic. Now, you should also do manual. So I would set up, if I was just starting, I would set up another one, a manual, which is targeting my very relevant keywords that I want to be in testing. So the ones that I know I want to go after. It doesn't have to be a ton. Maybe you're going after maybe you just put 10 different ones and you put them in phrase and exact. Phrase to find other variations of those, and exact to just directly hyper target the ones that you know are very, very relevant. And maybe you start at 30 to 50 each per day budget. but it's really just a matter of what you're comfortable with and spend, and then adjusting according to what's actually happening. Question about swapping from Barcode Mania to a true GS1 barcode. Tom Wong just texted me. Hello, Matt. Can you please answer my question on YouTube Live, please? Thank you. Are you in here, Tom? I didn't even see it. Oh, there you are. How many units would you order as your first order? All right. Hold on. I was in the middle of a question, but Tom, I'll get you. Where was I? Oh, about switching barcodes. I'm honestly not too sure. I've never tried switching barcode. I know there's some like GTIN exemption type of thing, but I'm not particularly well versed. So I'm not really sure about switching it. Okay, Tom has a two-part question. Let's say the top 5 competitors sell on average 500 units per month. How many would you order as your first order? So if you're asking for me personally or what I would recommend, because that would be probably a little different. For me personally, I'd way rather have too many than too little. Way rather. So for me, I just go a little bit more all in at this point, but I understand for people that are starting out with $3,000 to $6,000 that they, it's going to be tight. So if top 5 competitors, 500 units a month, I mean, I'd probably go at least 1,000, probably more like 1,500. But here's the thing that I feel like everybody does not think about, and it kind of blows my mind. And Tom, I'm sure you obviously think about this, but a lot of people aren't thinking about this when they're determining, when they're asking this in general, is that the main variable in that equation of how many units should I order is how long does it take you to get more? That's the main variable, because that's going to completely change everything. There are some products that take 2 months to manufacture and a month to sea ship. Okay, if that's you need a lot longer of a runway of inventory. Now, maybe you source in the US and your products are ready in 2 weeks. Okay, now you need a much shorter runway of potential inventory. So that is a massive, wrench in the gear of like a hard rule for that. So it's kind of more of like an equation between how long does it actually take me to get back in stock on this product versus how much runway I want. Now, you should obviously have a good 1 to 2 months of inventory in, but then when you're like reordering and how much you should have, you need to plan accordingly. So you don't want to just have 1 month of inventory starting out if your lead time is 1 month, because now your reorder, like in theory, you would have to reorder before you even started. So yeah, I mean, if it was 500 a month for me personally, if I was expecting 500 a month, yeah, I mean, probably like 1,500 or something. But again, if I could start with less, I'd probably start with less. If it was a really long lead time and a super huge upside potential, then maybe 2,000. Aaron, thanks for answering my questions, Matt. You are the man. Thank you. What service? I got a laugh from Jessica in the corner. Tom, very good answer, Matt. Just thumbed up your video. Yeah, thumbs up, guys. Okay, Jinkia has another question about the reviews. Most negative reviews are from customer who bought cheap product from the seller who mapped my listing. I've sold over 4,000 units, but only got 50 reviews, including negative. Should I delete the listing? No, I mean, I would delete the listing. That's like that sounds like a very dramatic. I mean, how is it doing overall? Like, forget reviews for a second. How is it doing? That's the most important thing, right? And what's your star average? How many are you selling? Are you profitable? Is it working? Like, I feel like you might be worrying a little too much about that. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, if those reviews are from hijackers, that sucks. But now, lock it down, keep moving, keep selling. but it doesn't sound like you're in a position to give up and shut it down. How do you rank without using giveaways? You do what giveaways do. What do giveaways do? How do giveaways rank your product? They sell a bunch of your product and they use, some sort of keyword URL or whatever, right? Okay. I don't like giveaway services. I like marketing. I like selling products. I like ranking. I just don't want to use these services that are sketchy, in my opinion. So do everything. Market aggressively. Have a tremendously good offer. Do all of that. Run promotions. I'm not saying don't do any type of promotion. I'm just saying I'm just saying not to do it through these blast services. But do your own, 100%. Matt looking sharp. Thanks. Haircut is like 5 days old. I'm applying for a trademark. Does it have to be exactly my Amazon store name or any name? No, it should be your brand name. What is your product listed as, the brand? Your store name could be whatever. Literally your store name, it shouldn't be your store name actually in most cases, unless you're just one brand, one thing and all of that. But yeah, I mean, it should be your brand name. Where do we look if we want to source here in the US? Depends what type of product. There are definitely resources for different things. There's ThomasNet for a lot of more physical goods. If you were looking into something like consumable, I would just look up, co-packers and private label supplements and just Google all that type of stuff. Honestly, it's going to be a lot different, but there's plenty. There's a lot of that. Have you ever had hijackers and how did you deal with them? Yeah, I've had hijackers a million times. And how do you deal with them is, well, to be honest, I would say 95% of the time, they will disappear with nothing basically immediately. I actually haven't had a real hijacker issue in, a long time now. It's been a while. I feel like it has got pretty significantly cleaned up. So yeah, I haven't really had I haven't even had to send letters and all that stuff, but we could go more into that. But yeah, I mean, short way is that it's very different if it's FBM or FBA. If it's FBA, you need to take it much more seriously because they've already gone through the lengths to send into inventory. If it's just some random seller from another country that has jumped onto your listing and is merchant fulfilling, they'll typically disappear because they're going to get banned or something in a matter of a day, or they won't have the buy box anyways. That matters a lot. Or they'll they'll just remove it when you ask them. So if it's FBA though, they've already got skin in the game with their inventory sent in, so it's going to be harder to just get them to remove. So do a test buy, of course, send a cease type of letter to the seller. There's multiple different areas to report it to Amazon. Get onto support, get into chat, in my opinion, so it's all logged. And then yeah, I mean, it can be a headache, but it always works out. I mean, you're not gonna, it's gonna be a pain, but it's gonna be fine. Any update on the new PPC options that Amazon released recently? How can we utilize it? I have not actually tested it. I've been mega hectic. So as far as I understand, it is a product or interest targeting similar to what I've been doing in AMS for a long time. It's just that it's brought now into PPC, which is cool. So I haven't really looked personally, but like anything with advertising, test and base your strategy on results. So for sure, test it, you know. Doesn't mean throw out everything you're already learning and doing, but it's another little tool in the toolkit for you to test. Basically, do you use Facebook ads to do a giveaway? It is one strategy that I have done and would recommend at the beginning. I wouldn't give away for free, but you can do a deep discount type of thing or a lesser discount. Like there's tiers to the strategy. Sometimes you might do a 20% off. Sometimes you might test a 50% off. You might test an 80% off. I don't like the really, really deep discounts, but I might try that if I'm really trying to emulate like a giveaway of sorts, like, you know, sell this many per day type of thing. Then you're probably going to go deep discount more than just like a standard ad sale. Here's 15% off type of thing. I'm almost up in the chat, so drop more comments. I am catching up with you guys. So I'll take a quick sec, say smash the thumbs up button. If you're watching on mobile, you just have to hit that little X in the chat, hit the thumbs up, and then click live chat, come right back. If you're watching the replay, still hit it. Much appreciated. And if you're just jumping on here live, I was talking earlier about the fact that Zero to Brand, my training program, is on sale and ending tonight. So now's the time to hop in there if you've been thinking about it, if you're on the fence. That is the first link in the description right below this video, zerotobrandcourse.com/Black Friday. Deep discount, jump in there, ending tonight. Any video on launching using only Facebook ads? I don't have that on my YouTube channel. And I don't recommend launching only doing one thing ever. You should always have layers to your strategy. If you're talking about in the course, there are videos that like talk about, there's obviously sections on PPC, there's sections on Facebook, there's sections on like, so it's if that, I don't know if that was what you meant, but yeah. But I wouldn't launch only using Facebook ads. Like, what, are you not going to do PPC? Are you not going to try any of these other strategies? I would always have a layered strategy. Brock, what's up? Can we see the plant? If you're talking about the plant from like a year ago on the channel, that we had a funeral for that plant a while back. So that plant is no more. The camera is like set on a tripod right now, but all the big plants are doing strong. Big plants are easy. This is the biggest piece of wisdom on this entire live stream. Here it is. So pay attention. If you want plants and you've never taken care, everything dies. Everything you touch dies. You can't have kids because you're worried you can't take care of them. Your pets aren't happy. Your plants, you try a plant, the plant dies. Happened to me, happened to all of us. Here's the key. Big plants. Big plants are fucking resilient. Big plants are easy. So just get some giant plants and then you'll be good. You can leave forever. They don't even care. They don't even know what you're doing. Little plants, you like do anything and they just die immediately. Two-minute wisdom on email sequence for buyers. What service strategy do you use? I have some on Feedback Genius just because of legacy that it's been set up for a long time. And I have some on Feedback Whiz, which is what I currently most recommend. And I recommend it because it's cheaper, and I recommend it because it has some added features that make it a little bit cooler. If you do need a service anyways, I do have a link below. You can use it, you can not, but it gets you, there's a code for 50% off your first month. That's very little for me, but the point is that it's good for you. So that's the reason that I do that. And yeah, I definitely recommend Feedback Whiz. Now, as far as what to do, at this point, I'm only really doing a 2-email sequence. This is what I've been doing for probably the past, 6 months or so, because a lot has been changing. We can get into the details, but you asked for the short answer. So short answer is 2-email sequence. First one, value, 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 experience, experience, experience. Second one, basically, can you leave us a review? In a nutshell. That's like a very simplified version, but yeah. Is Facebook ads and social media something you use a lot to boost sales? And is it in your course? Yes, it is in there. It covers Facebook ads, offer ads, which could be run on Instagram as well, Facebook, Instagram, all that. It covers a little bit of influencer type of stuff. It covers setting up funnels and click funnels, so you could potentially be capturing email and marketing there as well. So lots of different strategies are in there. And yeah, it's absolutely something that should be used to boost sales. Now, I will say that it is a difficult thing to go from somebody seeing a cold ad somewhere else to a profitable sale on Amazon. So a lot of this is not necessarily for like growing profits. A lot of that, in the way that I'm looking at it, for the most part, a lot of this is like to use it for momentum, to use it as a launch strategy, to use it as another PPC sort of thing, to use it as a giveaway in quotes, to use it to re-engage past customers and build my brand for the future. It's more for that than just like, oh wow, I can just run people a Facebook ad and print money. Like, that is hard. If you figure that out, give me a call, let me know. I mean, obviously people are doing it, but like, it's not easy. Like, it's not something you're just gonna jump into and all of a sudden, boom, you're gonna have like profitable, just like direct to a sale ads. Like, these are complicated funnels with like, that take time and nurturing and are they're like a web, you know? It's like, you've got to be hitting these people from multiple angles. Is it difficult to launch a product in December? Personally, I don't think so. I think that it's like having 3 months in one, kind of. Like, there's just way more traffic, way more purchasing, way more conversion, way more competition because everyone's kind of pushing for it, but that just makes it literally, like, I feel like that's the best way I can describe it, is it's kind of like just having 3 months in one. Like, you can just accelerate things. For example, let's say normally you would have launched and on day 3 you were selling 3 units a day. Well, this way you might be up to 10 already, but you might also be spending more on PPC because there's more traffic, there's more clicks, there's more everything. So you can kind of just like speed up the process by the fact that more is happening. It's like more is happening, so you can just speed it up. I don't think it's a bad time to launch. I think that there is never an argument to delaying your launch. I have never heard one. So, oh, I should wait till January because December is right now. I've never heard of a compelling argument of why waiting would be better than more recent. Because the best place to be for December, for example, is not to have launched in December. The best place to be in December is to already be established by December. So it's always going to be better to get the ball rolling sooner so you can be that much more established by the time you get wherever you're going. FBA in 2019, will your course still be available in the next year? Yeah, this is absolutely, it's absolutely going to be relevant and updated and something I continue to do for the foreseeable future. It's not ending for good anytime soon as far as the course. Neither is Amazon. Though I did see an Amazon Prime truck on the side of the road, so Amazon is dead. It was broken down. So sources say Amazon is dead as of yesterday. Sorry to say. But no, Amazon is alive and well, and 2019, I don't see it being like it's, I mean, things aren't changing that. I mean, things are changing, but like the overall is pretty stable in the past year. And I would say 2019 is going to be on the same, it's like, it seems clear where we're going. So yeah, I mean, I'll be doing some updates in the Zero to Brand course for sure. Definitely probably, I mean, as of right now, it's fully relevant. There's like little things that will change, like, you know, Amazon changes the fees or just these like little details like that like, oh, like, okay, let me swap that out. That type of stuff is obviously to be done, or it's like, I mean, that's like really minor stuff, but I also have some things that I want to add to it just to continue to make it better. And anybody that's bought earlier this year buys today for Cyber Monday deal that's ending, any of that, it's updates for life. So if if things are dramatically different a year from now and we're all still kicking and doing this and there's an update, which obviously, I mean, a year from now, I'm talking longer term, you'll continue to get updates a year, whatever, like you're in it. You're in it if you join for life. You can access it all the time. Shame Perelman just joined. Awesome, welcome, dude. I don't know if you're joining because you're listening to me live in the stream, but welcome in. Just saw that notification come through. as I'm in the live stream. Is your course better than other person? I'm never going to, it would never be my style to throw anybody under the bus. I mean, I'm not like, so no comment on anybody else's by name. I'm sorry, I can't do that. That said, I think you do have to be careful of what's out there. I think that a lot of them are really selling outdated strategies, and they're oversimplifying and they're overhyping. So I'm not hyping this as something that you can get rich immediately, super easy, low investment, all of that. Like, I am trying to convince you to take a risk at starting a legitimate business that has upside long-term potential that outweighs the risk. That's not a very compelling, that's not like a hypey thing, like, 100K in 3 days or whatever. But that is it. So, be careful of some of them. I'm obviously not going to name which are which. I'm not saying they're all bad. I mean, there's definitely good ones. It's obviously not the only good one out there. There's tons of free content, go for it. But if you want a paid course to get that step-by-step in one place from one person and all of that, and save time and avoid risk and all of that, then I highly recommend mine. I put a lot of effort into it. I've been doing this for a while. Everything I know is in there. It's like, it's me letting you look at it the way that I look at it. So that is going to have a pretty major ROI for you. At the very least, it's going to save you some expense that you would have messed up. Or if you're already selling, you can make one tweak that sells one more unit a day. You're going to get your ROI back on investing. Or if you are brand new and you haven't started selling, if making that little investment in the course is what makes you actually go and do it, well, then think of the ROI of that. So, yeah. Probably will wrap up in about 10 minutes or so. Leave some last final questions in the chat that I'll be hitting. And yeah. Danny, Matt, I can't post a screenshot here, but I'm at $65,000 since September 1st. Danny is in Zero to Brand and launched. So that is about what's that? Almost 3 months, and you're at $65,000 in sales so far. That's pretty sweet. Randall, I can vouch for Matt's course. It's the real deal. What's up, Randall? I appreciate that. You said in a previous video that niches look better to launch now than they did in 2016, 2017. Can you clarify that? Yeah, that in a nutshell. That video, just type in, if you probably type in Matt Loberstein competition, you'll probably see it. It says like competitive at the top, and it's like me going like this or something. That one I went in depth into this, but in short, what I feel is that Amazon was more hype driven back then than now, actually. So if you feel like it's too competitive now, I think it was actually more hypey then. And that was because the giveaways were allowed. So it was just like, how do I give away 500 units my first day? Boom, 500 reviews because they all left review. I mean, not literally, but like, how do I get to 1,000 reviews in a month? And like, it was just this crazy, like push, launch. Everything was crazy. And now it's like, whoa, everything's kind of slowed down and matured a little bit. So I do see some things being much less cutthroat competitive now than they were, for sure. It's, yeah, I mean, that's just what I see. I see it because I talk to a lot of you guys on consultation calls. You guys send me a lot of, emails and all of that, and I just see it. And I've been looking at products for years. So most products, like if you're afraid of showing me your product, I've seen it. Sorry, but I've seen it. I've seen basically every product at this point, I think. So yeah. Some funny comments about other courses that I will not be reading. An Amazon business is not a business, only a place to launch products in the biggest shopping mall. Completely. Something at the very beginning of Zero to Brand course, here's a little preview. I talk about mindset, just like laying the foundations before we get into the nitty gritty stuff. But one thing that I talk about is that you are starting a product brand. That's the business you're starting. You're not starting a how to get rich on Amazon business. You're starting a product company, and how to think about that and use Amazon as a leveraged platform. What I've learned since getting into FBA, there are many gurus. Pick a handful of legit ones and follow them. Don't get trapped in anything. Matt is a legit guy. I have met him. Yeah, what's up, Ashish? I remember in Chicago. Good to see you in here still. Let's see. Albert, hey Matt, going through the course right now. Awesome. Let me know how you're liking it. Whoa, getting... Danny, congrats. Yeah, congrats for Danny. Class, what's up? Also in Matt's course, don't miss out. By the way, still 570S or 600 LT. 600 LT is like, I don't even know if they're still taking orders. And the main reason I wouldn't get something like that right now is because I've never financed a vehicle of anywhere near that value. So it would be nearly impossible. Even with the 570, that's the reason that I would have bought that car a year ago. But I don't want to tie up over $100 grand down on a car. Like, it just seems like a stupid place to put my money right now. So that's the reason that I haven't done the 570. But yeah, I want to. I'm just trying to figure out if there's a better way for me to do that where I don't have to, like, it just doesn't make sense. Like, why would anybody want to just have that much invested in equity in the car? I'd way rather just like make the stupid payment with the low interest. Like that I'd do all day. But yeah. Parm, the main reason I think most people buy a course is for the mentorship. How many students are in the course and how many are you actually conversating with on a daily basis? Do you feel you can give all your students the time and attention they need? Yeah, I mean, that's a big way of why I built it the way that I built it. So everything I ever say on one-on-one consultation calls, which I still, they're still purchasable separately. Everything I say is in there, and it's teaching you how to be me is what's in the video series. If you watch that, you are getting in my head. You will know how I would answer your question. That's kind of the point. And on top of that, there's the private group. I think it's around 380 people in there, but that for a Facebook group, that's close knit. Like there's not that many posts. Like you won't get drowned out in that group. Everything gets attended to in the private group. As far as reaching me one-on-one, here's the thing, and you can take this however you want it. I could sit here and promise you one-on-one time, and other course providers may do so, but I am never going to make a promise that can't be kept. That's the difference. And I think a lot of times when you promise one-on-one time and then you end up with 1,000 students, then nobody's happy with what they purchased, right? And I'm all about, I want you to be more than happy with what you purchased. I want you to tell people how great it was. I want it to change your trajectory. So I'm not going to make promises that I can't keep for the long term, right? So now the reality of that is it's not that hard to get a hold of me, right? I'm just not going to promise this. But like for course members that send me an email, I mean, it's not hard to reach me. It's not hard to reach me on Instagram. Sometimes gets a little blown out, but ping me again. Start with I'm in the course, so I realize who you are if I haven't put a face to your Instagram, a name to your Instagram. Same with Facebook Messenger. Sometimes I get stuck there, but you can always you can always ping me again, and it's not that hard. But the thing is, the reason that I don't promise it is because it's not a promise that scales. And anyone that's promising a set amount of one-on-one time, either it's not going to be serving more people, or they are eventually going to break that promise. So the thing is that if you reach out to me personally and you're in the course, that's great and that's fine. But here's the thing, I will encourage you to put it in the private group first, unless it's a truly private question. So don't ask me something that's in the course. That is a waste of my time, and I'm sorry, but that's not how you should be using my time. Same with YouTube videos. Like, don't ask me a question that's in my YouTube videos. I'm just going to point you to that. And if it's a question that could go in the private group and help other people, then I'm going to point you there. Because then if I give an answer or other people get an answer, other people can benefit from it too. If you have a truly private question, then it's not that hard to reach me, because not that many questions are going to be truly private if you really think about it. So you'll have all the support that you need is what you should know, that the continued support is there. There are people that message me more frequently, less frequently, not at all. It's just it's all there for what you need. And I'm sure some people in the YouTube chat right now can chime in about their experiences with the group or with contacting me. But yeah, I hope that clears that up. It's just really what it boils down to is that I'm never going to make a promise I can't keep. So yeah, that's the way I look at that. If you want one-on-one seek consulting with Matt. Yeah, I mean, that's another good point too, is that I still do, this is not included, this is separate, but I still do charge for one-on-one consultation calls. And you can always get that. Like, if you really feel like, oh my God, I just need to talk to Matt directly, face-to-face, Skype video, Facebook audio, wherever you want to talk, you can always do that. And it's not that expensive. Like, it's not that much. Like, currently it's $150 for a 30-minute session. You can get everything answered in that amount of time, and you're probably going to have, so how many students? Around 380 in the group in there. Do you think it's been better to stack a lot of money and then start to gradually get the income as you're going through your course? Yeah, this is something that I've changed my perspective on. So at first, I never offered a payment plan because I felt like, look, if you don't have $1,000, and it's on sale right now, it's not $1,000 right now, but the way that I thought about it is, like, if you don't have $1,000, like, you're not ready anyways. But I've kind of changed my thoughts on that because I realized that, like, if you don't have the money yet, you still should be preparing. like people are always like, oh, how much money do I need to start? Well, honestly, none. Because you should start figuring everything out. You should start learning. You should start finding your product. You should start talking to suppliers, because the only way you're going to really know how much it costs for you is to literally have an invoice from your supplier. So I don't care if you have only however much money you have, like, get the steps going. Start learning, start digging for a product, start finding out how much it's going to cost, how many you need to order, get your plan down. That's going to take time anyways, and you can continue saving up for your initial order in that time. So that's the reason I started offering a payment plan. That's the reason that, I mean, even a deal like this exists, and even with the payment plan, I mean, you can get in for super cheap, like, as far as how much you're paying this month, it's like ridiculously cheap. So it's not going to be a huge hit out of your savings of it anyways, and the rest you're going to pay over the next couple of months. And did that answer the full question? But oh yeah, get income as you're going through the course. Yeah, I mean, I don't think that's bad anymore. I think at first that that scared me, and I was like, oh, well, if you don't have the money for it, you're not ready. But, like, the truth is that this is like it's a pretty drawn out process, you know? Like, you might not start selling for, like, some people have taken the course and they like this is another one that people kind of twist, is like, oh, what's the success rate of your course? Here's why nobody can give you a set success rate. Everyone's on a different timeline. For example, what is the success rate of somebody that joined my course 2 months ago, or no, let's say even more. What's the success rate of somebody that joined my course 6 months ago and is just now placing their first order for their first product? Did they fail? I mean, like, how do you measure that? So that's another one of those, like, made up marketing things, in my opinion. Because everyone's on a different timeline. But yeah, I think I answered all of that, but feel free to let me keep going on that if you have a follow-up. Oh, the percentage of people in your course that have been successful. Yeah, I mean, so that's kind of like what I was just saying, is like, how do you measure success? I mean, what is your measure of success? What is your measure of success? I mean, it's just so, like, it's just another thing that I could throw out there as, like, marketing jargon, and some do, but, like, how are you defining that? Launching a product, profiting $100, profiting $10,000, like selling $100,000, selling $5,000, like where's the line? And what about the people that are on different timelines? Like what about the people that are going to be successful, but it's a longer trajectory? Like, so everyone's on a different timeline. Are there successful students? 100%. Are there students that will be successful? 100%. Are there students that won't be successful? For sure. But it's just part of it, you know? What I can tell you is it's the best plan to put you on the right trajectory to mitigate your risk and give you the best chances of success. But anyone that's guaranteeing you success, I mean, they can't keep that promise either. So I don't make promises I can't keep. But as for the second part of your question, did it take multiple products to get there? No, I mean, there are plenty of successful students that are on their first product. For your one-on-one, if you don't know the answer, do you still keep the money? I mean, I've never needed to do this, but if for some reason you were truly unhappy with the call, then I mean, there's a guarantee on that as well. But like, I can't answer every single question, but there's a notes field before it. So there was once, like at the very beginning, that I canceled a call with somebody because their expectations in the notes that they left when they booked it was completely unreasonable. Like they wanted me to give them a product to sell. And I was like, I don't do that. Like I'm not going to tell you, I'm not going to give you a business. Like that's not it. Like I'm going to help you understand how to do this. I will help you evaluate your ideas, but I'm not going to give you it. So, I mean, if you booked a call and it was something that and you wanted to address one thing, and that one thing was something that I just couldn't help you with, then I would just probably have to tell you like, yeah, it's not right. But like, no, I'm not gonna, I mean, I've never had it happen, but if a call didn't go as you hoped, I mean, we'll figure it out. But I do not mean for this to be me selling the calls, because frankly, they take up time, and that's just something that I'm offering to people that want that additional help. It's not something I'm ever really trying to sell. Though, that said, for this Cyber Monday deal for the course, it's the first time I've ever discounted my time in addition. So if you buy the course at the Cyber Monday, Black Friday discount, there's an option to add a 45-minute call with me to use any time in the future that you want. I recommend using it later after you've gone through the course and when you really need it. But it's an opportunity to book my time at a discount, which is the only time I never discount my time, because I don't want to be on consultation calls all day. That would not be a good business model for me. So, but yeah. One sec. Let's see. Do you still do PPC consulting for clients? I am trying to get into that to build an extra income source, but getting clients is a struggle. That's cool. Yeah, I think that's a great business model. I'm probably gonna make a video of this, but I just cut my income by $60,000 a year because I was doing something that I didn't want to do. So I'm not really doing that, but it is a really interesting way to potentially make money on the side. Another way to utilize your Amazon skills is to bring on other brands as clients and run things, but it's not something I'm personally really pursuing at all. Rich, I bought the course a few days ago, very professional, done, well organized, through chapter 5 so far. Helped me reinforce product research strategy, giving me the confidence to go forward. Highly recommended. Awesome. The course gives you the right mindset to develop your own brand. I looked at a bunch of courses and felt this was the most professional to develop a long-term business. Highly recommend it. Thanks, Rich. I'm excited for you. And as I like to say, I'm even more excited for in a few months when you start sending me those sales screenshots. So I'll be remembering your name and look forward to seeing what you create. The only success rate is the ones who want it bad enough and take imperfect action. The obstacle is the way, guys. Yeah, Aaron, huge. I agree. It's hard. This is a weird thing to say, but the more I talk to more and more aspiring entrepreneurs, you can just tell who's gonna figure it out. You know, like you have to be willing to make mistakes, and you have to just be willing to figure it out no matter what, kind of like. So it's not going to all be easy, but yeah, like that's the best student is going to be the one that takes it and implements it and makes it work no matter what. So they continue to adapt and do it and adjust. And that's the person that's going to get the best ROI out of the course as well, because it's going to, yeah, maybe they would have been successful on their own. Great. But then it's even easier to get them an ROI on this, because now it's only one little tweak to pay them back, right? Like one little tweak in their business and they've made their money back and more. Will there be people that buy it and never put it into action? People do that. Don't be those people. I hope you won't be those people. But yeah. Lots of course questions here. Get through these as we wrap up. Example, I'm going to take your course, but not going to start my business till March 2019. I want to take the time to do it right and save my money to make it work. Yeah, I don't, that's what I was saying a few minutes ago, is I don't see any issue with that now. I used to think that was weird, but it'll take time. Like, you might as well be learning properly now so you can have such a solid foundation and plan by the time you're placing that order and all of that. Even when you place your order, you're only going to pay a down payment to get it started. So even if your first order is going to be $8,000, you're talking about putting down like what is that, $2,500 or whatever, and the rest when it's done. So the payment of what you are going to invest is spread out over a relatively long period of time. My measure is, did they get to the point of spending thousands on product, and did they continue to lose and give up, and did it take one or more products to be in the black? Well, it's a few-part question. I would say a lot of people are in the black on their first product. Others, a lot of times you might not have a major success, but you might not also lose either. So that's kind of like a losing product is one that like you might break even or a little up, a little down. But continue to lose and give up. I mean, unless I'm just not hearing from those people, I don't think anybody has taken my course, found a product, launched it, and then completely given up. Unless they just had personal circumstances come up. I don't know, but it's a short timeline we're talking about. I mean, my course hasn't been out for even a year, and people are on all different timelines. So it's kind of the best I can answer that. I don't know. Maybe as the course has been out longer, maybe I can really get together some like really cool data. That would be awesome. But I'm not going to just like make up some BS number like 99% of people that take it are successful. Can we still get the discounted price for the consultation call if we have already purchased the course? Yeah, why not? Sure. Only for course members though. I don't really have it like set up, but just send me a message and I'll let you get the price that is being offered for the, but you have to book it today though, because it's a Cyber Monday deal. So it was only for the Black Friday, Cyber Monday, but if you're already in the course and you want to take that offer, that little up bump on the order form to add the call at the discount. If you want to just get the call and you're already in the course, just send me a message today, and you can pay for that portion. And even if you want to use it in a month, that's fine. Like, you don't have to. It depends when it depends when you joined the course, but maybe you don't want to use it right away. Maybe you want to use it later. That's fine. But if you want to get that discounted price, that's the whole thing ends today. So the course, all that ends today. How can you survive the cost of PPC if you did not buy your way to the top with giveaways? That is a interesting question. I feel like your question is a little tangled up and confused, because what does being at the top with giveaways have to do with surviving the cost of PPC? Those are kind of two different things, because you're talking about organic and you're talking about organic rankings, and you're talking about PPC spots at the same time. So PPC is paying to show up. Organic is showing up from ranking. So you can, I don't really know how to answer that. Do you see what I mean? Like, it's a little bit of a weird question. FYI, they're selling bulletproof coffee on the East Coast at Whole Foods. Yeah, they're all over the place. I think that's a few $100 million brand right there. when you said 99% of people are successful, it sounded like an infomercial. Yeah, that's what I was making fun of. Let me see, like just photographer / photo marketing editor referral much needed. Yeah, I personally have one on my team. So the same person that edits my YouTube videos and makes them look so amazing, he does all my photo stuff. So I don't have one that I can like throw out to people. I want to find one where I can recommend it to everybody. But as of right now, like I would just say invest in the photography, and then Upwork for editing. You can just don't hesitate to, you really need to make your photos stunning. So don't cheap out. Ask in the public Facebook group as well. I'm sure we have some recommendations in there. Matt, if my auto campaign runs out early in the day, should I update and put more money in it? Okay, great question. 2 answers. If it's working well, you should just increase the budget. Or you could slow down the spend by decreasing the bid. So the bid is what's going to determine how fast it spends. So if it's spending too fast, you have 2 options. Spend more, let it go longer, or make it spend slower. So either you have to evaluate it based on your situation. Do you want to spend more? Is it going well? Then up the budget. But ultimately, you don't want it spending so fast, because you want that budget to kind of last you the day. Keep in mind, today is a really bad day to do this test, because today, as I made in my Black Friday, Cyber Monday video, the traffic is out of whack with the normal day. So today it will spend much faster. So I would recommend spending more on a day like today. Send the message where? In the Facebook group. If you're talking about booking the discounted call, if you're already a member of the course, yeah, just send me a message anywhere, honestly, like Facebook message, or post in the Zero to Brand closed group. I'll definitely see it there if you wanted that. Yeah. Hey Matt, I posted on the Facebook post for the call. I saw you answered. Thanks. Just wondering if you had any other thoughts on expand to, oh yeah, the high ticket, above $50 price point. Yeah, I think that was in the Zero to Brand group. I answered that earlier about high price point products. I am, as I said, kind of at the very beginning, I'm extremely bullish on high price point products. That said, your question is kind of like what changes with selling high price point products. Let me first say, it's amazing, because I would way rather be profiting like $30 on a sale than 6. It just gives you so much more room to play with marketing and stuff like that. Now, the main thing that changes, most strategies stay the same, but the main thing that really changes is like your initial investment is going to be much, much higher, because what if your product, like imagine this, your product costs $25 and you need 1,000 units. Okay, $25,000. It's a different game. But a lot of times you might be going for a higher price point, lower volume, so you could start with less units in that case. Maybe instead of trying to sell 600 a month, you're trying to sell 100 a month, but the sales are equivalent because the price point is higher. So then you need a lot less units in terms of quantity. But yeah, I mean, it just allows you to get into more advanced marketing because you have such more margin for it. All right, guys, I'm running out of voice, so that's going to wrap up this live stream. Last thing, 2 things. Hit the like button, please. If you're watching the replay, if you're here live, please hit the like button. Really, really does help the channel a lot. And Zero to Brand, the discount ends tonight at midnight Pacific time, and the price goes back up. So if you've been thinking about it, if you want to give this business a real try, now is the time to jump in and get my guidance. Again, you'll get all of the videos that teach absolutely everything that I know through my ups and my downs, what I've messed up on so you can avoid those mistakes, what I've succeeded on so you can replicate that. It's all in there in the videos, plus the group for continuous help for currently relevant questions. That is there for you, as well as future updates that come to be published to the course. You have access for life. You can refer back at your own speed. All of that is there. And yeah, so at least check out the page. It's linked below, zerotobrandcourse.com/Black Friday. Check out exactly what it's about. You can see when it's ending, you can see what's included, you can see the super huge discount, all of that. And there's a payment plan as well to split it up into 3 months. You'll see that at checkout before you finish the purchase. So if you wanted that, just go on to the next page and you'll see it before you submit. So it splits it up into 3 months of payments so you can get started for super cheap and pay as you go, pay as you start selling, pay as you've already changed your business. That's a huge opportunity to be able to do that. And on top of that, 7-day money back guarantee. So you get in there and you determine it's not for you. Any reason goes. Just there's a money back guarantee. I don't want to trick anybody into this. This is there for you, for the people that are ready to do it, and I want you to be happy with it. So yeah, I mean, that's kind of all I've got to say on that. It does end, so jump in there now. Now's the time, and I'm really excited to be helping so much more of you on a more direct basis with the proper plan all in one space, so you can get out of all of this noise of conflicting information and so many different people and changes and who do I trust and what's right and what's wrong, and just step by step all there. I'm excited for that. I'm excited to see the progress that all of us make as a team, as a group. So it's exciting, and I always get excited on when people are joining, not just because somebody joined, but because of like this person is taking a serious leap and committing. And I think the commitment alone is like what I was saying earlier, is the person that commits is the person that's going to make it happen no matter what. And the people that are going to make it happen are the people that like take that first step, but then they take a step every day and they lay it brick by brick. That's how you build a business. So yeah, I'm just excited, and thank you for watching this live stream. Thank you to all of you that are joining Zero to Brand. I am excited. Again, link is below, zerotobrandcourse.com/Black Friday. And I'll see you in there. I hope you enjoyed this live stream. Thanks for taking time out of your day to hang out with me. And I'll see you in the next video on YouTube, and I'll see you in the Zero to Brand private group. So take care, guys. See ya.